Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shoaib Khan and welcome to Maxafter.com. In today's tutorial we'll be doing this effect from knowing film where this text be coming out of the lava. It's not difficult, very easy. Again, I'll glide you through it in no time. Okay, you can also watch the rendered video in my blog. So let's start the tutorial by first going to the images, and here we've got our Earth map, and we drag and make a new comp. And before doing anything with it, just first let's make a pre-comp of it. Go to layer and pre-comp, and we'll type here Earth Original. So this is our Earth Original. Let's just say OK. Now what we do is we go to CC Sphere. So as soon as we drop it, it creates a spherical Earth. It's a very cool effect. So we come here to the panel here, and we go to light, and we change the direction to it of the light as if the light is coming up from the top here. Let's change the light height to minus 20, and then we come down to shading, and we change the shading specular to probably 30 or something. And then what we do is we make a copy of this. We say Control D, and let's just type here this one on the top, and then we go to the effects, press E, and then it'll show the CC sphere, and to double click it, it'll open the panel here. For this one, we go to light and change the direction to the other side, and let's make it, you just want to see the edge here, not too much. And you come down to shading and specular, let's make it more, it's fine. And now what we can do here is we just change this to screen, so that we can see, a bit of spherical Earth from both sides. So you can see the light, coming from the top. Now another thing we can add here is of course curves, color correction, and we drag it on top of it, and we want the color of the Earth to be a bit green, bit green, so green thing on fire, because like green and fire, a bit opposite. It makes it look more horrific. And we come down to blue, turn up the blue as well. But we go back to green and just turn it up more greener. And just copy this, Control C on your keyboard, and we select the original and Control V. So we've got it here as well. We want the Earth to be a bit dark, so you go back to sphere and just make it more. Turn down the ambient. And turn down the ambient here. Go to the top one as well, and go to shading, and we just turn down the ambient as well for this, so that this area is dark. So the cracks, they'll appear here, and the lava will come out from here, so it stands out more. So that's why it has to be a bit dark in this area. Okay, now the next step here is what we do is we'll take our map here. It's called red, and we drag it, and I made this map in Photoshop. So what we do is we just, again, Control D on your keyboard, and we go to Track Matte and Luma Red. So as you can see that all the black is gone now. So we've got our red here, the comp. What we do is we just drag it and put it into Earth Map Me, which has got the other Earths as well. So we write this one as Earth All, so that all the Earths are in here. All the spherical shapes are in here. So we write Earth All, and we drag the red and put it in here, so it comes like this. So what we can do is just, again, we go to CC Sphere and just drag it. As you can see, it's wrapped around itself, around the Earth, but we want this to be more brighter. So you come down to the lighting and shading and just change the height to 100 and more brighter light. And what we do is, right now the render is full, if you see, it's showing both sides. So just turn it to outside. So it's just showing the outside only. And now, so what we can do is we can just change this to add, then what we can do is just we apply a tint to it. We change the color of the tint. This one to probably a bit orangish color, and this one to be red or dark red. So the edges are a bit darker. Now the lava is like burning from inside, it's a bit yellowish color from inside, and outside is a bit dark. So the next thing is we can apply a glow to it. What we need to do is we just glow threshold. All we need to do is just bring it down, and you'll see the yellow lava coming out. So you can adjust this, have some good results. And also we can glow radius to increase it so that it's a bit shining. So now what we can do here is we can animate our Earth. So you've got the original here, so we go to our rotation of the original. So before animating, what we can do is just attach the other Earths to this one, the main one, so that we control the rest of the Earths with only this original. So if you go to Effect, Effect and Effect, and then we go to Caesar Rotation, move it up a little bit. Again, Caesar Rotation, Caesar and Rotation. So it's a very simple procedure. What we do is, of course, we'll be rotating on the y-axis. So Alt, and this is the top one, of course, the red. So what we do is Alt on your keyboard and click this, and you get the whip here, and we'll whip the original Earth Y rotation. So we've got this long expression here. So we've done it for the red. Now what we do is we'll do it for Earth original 1. So again, Alt and stopwatch, you get this whip, and then again we'll just whip Earth original Y. So now let's close these. Now as you can see that we have attached the rotation y-axis of these two to the original sphere. So now if we just animate it, you'll see that all of it animates with it. It's a very simple procedure. Okay, now let's animate it. Okay, it's just like increase the timeline. It's only 29 frames. So what we can do, composition setting, and probably change it to 10 seconds, and we say OK. Right. So what we need to do is, of course, we need to go inside and just increase the comp here as well. So 10, which we forgot to do. Yeah, and we go to this one as well, and composition settings. This is something that we should have done earlier, but we forgot. But anyways, just increase it, and then we go back to our All Earth, and okay, now I've got enough, like 10 seconds here, so now we can animate it. So we go to, again, Effect and Sphere and Rotation. So let's do it from, let's say, okay, let's rotate it from here. Let's put a keyframe at 0, minus 40, and then we go to 10 seconds and we just animate it. That's fine. So we got this slow movement. That looks nice. Now, till now, I hope you understood what I'm doing here. First I created, of course, the Earth, and then I duplicated the same Earth to get this highlight here. And then it was a simple procedure. I made a Photoshop map. So what I did is I just wrapped around this map, on the rest of the Earth, and just turned it to add. So, and applied a tint. And so now next step is a bit important. Basically, our particulars will be reading from the map here, which is the lava, which is in white color. So it will emit the particles only from the cracks. So for that, we need to make a reference map. You'll see what I mean in the end. Let's make a reference map. We can make it by using the map here, which is already here. So what we can just do is with Control D. Let's make a new folder here so that we don't get confused. And we can make this one, we can call this alpha reference. And what we can do is we just drag this in our reference. This is our basically, you can say, red reference. We'll put this into another comp, and we'll call this main reference, which we'll be using in the end, to emit the particles. Now, why I just made it another comp? Because I need to apply, of course, the CC sphere to it. That's why I had to do it. So again, we go to CC sphere, and when we do this, CC sphere is applied. The same thing outside. We need it, and here we need to make it bright because particles will be reading it from here, from the white color. Now we've got our reference main. So what we need to do is of course, as you know, that the other Earths are animated, right? So what we need to do is we need to animate our reference as well so that it moves with this. So we need to link, the original to the reference so that you can control everything, all the Earths or the spheres with this original. There's also another simple way, but it's not professional. What you can do is you can control C, and then you can go to, of course, the reference here, and then control V. So now you see that it's rotating. But the only problem with this, if you're not going to do this because you feel like making changes, with the animation, then you can keep on doing this, copy pasting, and which is, also not professional. So what we can do is we can link, in the same way that we did with the others. For that, what we can do is you go to red main, and this is our red main here. So you can drag it from here, hold from these, if you see these dots here, and drag it and put it here. So it's a very simple method. We go to Earth All, and we press Effect here, and a simple method, go to Rotation again, and Alt click, and this is our whip here. You just drag it, and the same way we just drag on top of Rotation Y, right? So now if you click this, you'll realize that it's moving with our original Y because we have attached it. So if you close this and now we go to the reference main, you got expression here that we just linked it. So now it's moving with the original. So there's no complications here. It's very, very simple technique. So now we've got our Earth reference here. What we do is we go to Earth All. We get Earth All and drag it and make a new comp, and we call this 002 final, because you've got already my final comp up there, so just don't want to confuse it. So this is our final comp here. We've got our Earth All, and we've got our reference here, which is we've created inside the images. We can just bring it out as well, and we can have our reference map here, but we need to turn it off for now. Okay, we just need to create another composition because we need to make text, the text which will be appearing, which will be emitting, from the cracks or from the lava. And so we go and make a new composition, create new composition, and make it, let's say 100 and 100, and just make it like 1 second long, and we'll go and layer new text and just write 1 here. Let's close this. So we've got our text here, and we can increase the size, and we just open it up, and this is 1 frame, so we just select it, and what we can do is select it, and we go to Edit and Split Layer, and then we select this one and write 2, and again you go 1 frame, Edit, Split Layer, again we edit, Split Layer, and we type here 3, and we again go and we edit, Split Layer, we type here, we just put random numbers, and then we go and edit, Split Layer, put 9, edit, Split Layer, double click it, and write, let's say, put something like Y. Now just random numbers. So again we go 1 frame, edit, Split Layer, and we just write, let's say 7. We just delete the rest. So you can keep on writing, till 1 second. But so what we can do here is we need to just duplicate this. So select this one, Shift, and the top one, and then we can Control D on your keyboard. You move it up, and you just drag it across and put it here. and you just again Shift and Control D, and then just drag it across. So like this, you can just, Control D the last ones. You can write, different text here. I'll just repeat for saving time. So this is our text reference, right? And one more thing we need to do here is we go and layer new adjustment layer, and we write here turbulent displace size to. So you want text to be, a bit as if it's melting as well, because it's coming out of the lava. So just a random number here, to give this feeling. Also, what we can do is select this text, go to R rotation, and you can just move it. And select random numbers, move it. I'm just selecting random numbers here, to just give them a different look, basically, so that when they're falling out, they look different. Right, let's close this. We go back to Final, and we go here, drag our reference text in the main comp, File comp, and just turn it off here. Let's make a new layer, solid. Let's make it particles. Comp size, say OK. We go to particles, particular, and just drop here and go to emitter. Emitter type, of course, we want emitter to be, the lava, so which we created the reference. So we go to point and we go to layer, and here we just select. Now you notice here, I just want to tell you one thing here. Just when you go here and then you select red reference main, you get this error. So you have to, turn this to, 3D layer. Only then it will work. So you can change this into 3D layer, and now when we go back, and we have to do none here, and now if you select it, you'll see that it's selected. Now let's adjust our particles. Change this to 0, 0. This to 0 as well. Let's increase our particles. Now you'll see that the particles are being emitted from the lava itself, and it's also stuck to the lava as if it's been camera meshed. Next step is we go to particles. So life size, we'll do the life to 10, and it's a fair, close affair is fine. And don't forget to save it. We can change it to size to 2. Need to turn this to add as well. Okay, and we go to transfer mode to add as well. Come down to physics, and gravity, let's change this to 25. And at the same time go to, and we need a bit of resistance, air resistance. So probably we just change this to 0.1 or something. That's fine. And what else? A bit of a velocity as well in it. And probably 5. And life random to probably something like that. And size over life. Okay, this is something like, of course, when the particles emit, from within the lava, they have to be, bigger. And as they fall down, they get cold and smaller. And the opacity, just turn it to probably 75. You don't want too much. Random to 65. And opacity over life, of course. When they're born, birth is more, and then they come down, comes less and less. Right. Apply color to it. Probably tint. Change this to red. Probably orange. Also apply a bit of glow to it. So now it looks cool. Like that. So far so good. As you can see, that has been emitted from the right place and it's falling down. One thing we need to apply is we go back to particular, and we need the movement to be a bit wavy. So for that we go to turbulent displacement and probably just apply the effect position to probably 15, not more. Now we've got our particles made, so what we can do is, again, next step is of course Control D the particles, and these are the particle text, right? So we've made all of our particles, and what we do is just solo this layer so that we can work with this, and everything is set up for us. So the only thing we need to change is, of course, the particle type, we'll change this to custom. We change the layer to our text reference, which is this one, and current time to random still frame. So you can't see it, they're very small, so what we can do is, of course, we can change the size to 10. Now we can see them. Also, you want it to start from around here somewhere, just bring it here. Let's change the particles to around 50,000. And we put a keyframe beginning of the layer, and then we go one frame, and then we just change this to 0. Because we want them to stop emitting, So as you can see that these particles are not enough for U, and we come back here and let's change them to 100,000. Right, and another change you can make is the direction. Change this to outwards. Also change this to 100, and the current time. Change this to particle birth, and then we can change the size over life to when they start they're small, and then they become big, and they stay like that. And opacity over life, do something like that. Air resistance to probably 0.3 or something, so they don't fall too fast, Right, the particles are still a bit small. Change the particle size to probably 13 or something now, so it all depends. And the random size to probably 100. So of course if you need more particles, then depends on your computer, and then you can change this to probably 200,000. Okay, what we can do here is go to size random. We just reduce it because some text a bit too big, so we just reduce it. They look similar, so we need random text. We need different shapes, different angles. So what we do is we'll go back to our reference text layer, and we just increase this, and just randomly just press R. Just press R and just rotate them randomly so they all look different. So this is something that you can do it in your free time. So I hope you're following what we're doing here. It's not very difficult, it's very easy. So now let's go back to our final and let's see how it looks. So now we can see that the text is falling down randomly. Put an expression here, small expression that says rotation plus random brackets, say 0.1 comma minus 0.1. So it gives a bit of a randomness, Now let's see the rest of the stuff. So I hope you understand the basic idea here, that the text is being emitted from the cracks, from the lava itself. And the last thing what we can do is we go back to our earth ore, and we want the lava to appear gradually. So for that what we can do is we can apply a vector blur to it. This is something I tried earlier. It looks a bit cool. So, and also image wipe, so that it's a frame 0, it's 100, and go to frame, let's say 1 or 2 seconds, it starts to appear. Let's also animate our vector here. So we want it to be, so at frame 0, let's say it's 100 here, and when it's here we want it to be, reset it. Okay, let's apply something else here. Let's go here and go to vector and change this to 500, this to 0 as well. And when we come here, we can change this to 18, this one to 17, and map softener to probably 10. Then what we can do is change this to easy ease. Now we can just make another copy of it, Control D, and effect, and we just remove our vector blur from the one below, and we just change this opacity. Go to CC blur here and border smoothness of the one below here. We just increase the blur for the bottom, and for this one as well we just increase the blur here. So this all here you see is a lot of trial and error. Then I kind of achieved, you know, that effect. So it's something that you can play around with it. So you press T and it's 100 at the beginning, and when it comes here it becomes 0. So come down to this one, image blur, just increase that. So it's appearing slowly. So basically this is the idea. I hope you get the idea here. My other file, you know, the main file is attached to it. Okay, this is the one that I worked previously. This is the original one, and I've spent more time with it. For transition bit, you can see the values that I've put for the transition, because I've spent more time with this one. So you get the basic idea, you know, how it works. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Once again, my name is Shoaib Khan. Thank you for visiting maxafter.com. Assalamu alaikum.